Hello everyone. Am I audible? Good evening everyone. Am I audible? Hello guys. Am I audible guys? Am I audible? Good evening everyone. Good evening. Uh, Welcome to the day 2 of this amazing bootcamp, and we will be starting the bootcamp within 2 to 3 minutes, okay? So that everyone can join. Till then, if anyone have any kind of doubt regarding yesterday's lecture, so they can ask me. Good evening everyone. Okay, can you explain drop again? So drop is used to just delete the table completely. Okay, drop is nothing but it is used to delete the table completely. Hello. So in today's day two, we will be going to start with we will be starting with the aggregation functions. Okay, aggregation, and the second thing we are going to cover is the subquery. DQL is nothing but the data query language which consists of the select statement. Okay, so like every statement we are writing with the help of select is like DQL. Okay. Okay, in today's lecture when we are going to make some tables, I will explain the insert statement again as well. Truncate is used to delete the data. Okay, truncate does not delete the structure of our table, but it deletes the data of the table completely. And the error that you are facing while using truncate is because truncate is not supported in the programs where we are doing the online programming, right? So it does not support the truncate function. That is why we were having the trouble. Okay, the error. The notes are most probably uploaded on the Google, that is WhatsApp community. Sorry. Okay, the notes are uploaded on the WhatsApp community description, so you guys can get the notes from there. Okay. So yes, let's quickly begin with the session now. Okay, so just give me a minute. So right now I haven't covered the TCL part because it is a kind of advanced part, but we will surely cover it in the like further lessons like lecture 3 or lecture day 3 or day 4. Okay. So just can you guys quickly tell me, is my screen visible now? So is my screen visible, guys? Yes, I will give you a quick revision of last lecture. Okay, don't worry. So can you guys tell me, is my screen visible? Is my screen visible, guys? Quickly tell me. Great. So my screen is visible now. The attendance link will be shared at the end of each and every day. So you guys can simply fill out the attendance form at that time. Okay. So I will post the attendance link around 8 o'clock on the live chat, so you guys can access the attendance at that time. So let's quickly begin with the session now. So first of all, let us just do a very quick revision of last class. Okay. So in day one of this bootcamp, we have understood the basics of SQL. First of all, what is SQL? SQL is nothing but the structured query language. It is a special language which is used to talk with the database. Okay, like whenever we want to interact with the database, like we want to fetch some kind of data, we want to update some kind of data, we are going to use SQL, that is structured query language, to interact with the database. Okay, then sir, what is the databases or what are the tables? So tables or databases are the structures in which we store our data. Okay, suppose this is one of our table. So in this I can store my name, my roll number, and all of my data. Okay, and what are the operations that we can perform on our tables or databases? We can find the data, we can add some data, change some existing data, we can also delete data and create and organize tables in a database. Okay, okay sir. Then we have seen the types of languages in SQL. That is the DDL, that is data definition language. Then the DML, that is data manipulation language. Then DCL and TCL are data control language and transaction control language. I still haven't explained these languages till now, but I will try to explain this language in much detail in day 3 or day 4. Okay. And then we have seen the DQL, that is data query language. So first of all, data definition language. So data definition language is used to define and manage the structure of the tables. Okay, like we are using create, we want to create a new table, we will be using the command line create. Suppose we want to modify this existing structure of our table, so we will be using alter. If we want to drop our table, drop is used when we want to completely erase our table from the database. Okay, drop is used when we need to completely erase our table, and truncate we use when we need to delete the data of our table. Like suppose this is our table, right? So if I'm using truncate, so I will get a empty table. Okay, like all of the data within my table will be deleted, but the table will still exist. But if I will use drop, if I will use drop, then my whole table will be deleted, like there will be no structure of the table as well. Okay, this is the basic definition or basic difference between drop and truncate. Is this clear, guys? Yes, I will explain you where we should use the delete command as well. First, quickly tell me the difference between drop and truncate. It's clear, because whenever you will be like, whenever someone asks you some questions on SQL or something, he or she, the interviewer, is definitely gonna ask you the question that what is the difference between drop or truncate or delete. Okay, this is a very famous question and very much asked question. Great. Then sir, what is DML? That is data manipulation language. So DML is used to manipulate the data, and the commands are select, insert, update, and delete. Now sir, what is delete? Suppose I have a table. Okay, suppose I have a table. Now if I want to delete a particular row, if I want to delete this particular row, if I want to delete this particular row, I am going to use the function, the command line delete. Okay, if I want to delete a particular row, I will use delete. If I want to delete all of the data in my table, if I want to delete all of the data in my table, I am going to use truncate. But if I want to delete complete table, like I don't even want the structure of my table, I will use drop. Is this clear, the difference between delete, drop and truncate? Is the basic difference between delete, drop and truncate clear, guys? If everything is clear, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. Okay, great. So everything is clear till now. Great. Then the next thing is DCL, that is data control language. So data control language is used to control access and permissions in the database. Like suppose if I want to grant some kind of permission to anyone, any of the user. So what I can do, I can use this grant command. Or suppose if I want to revoke some kind of permission from any of the user, what I can do, I can use this revoke command. Okay. So right now I haven't got to gone in much detail in this TCL and DCL, but we will try to do this in the future lectures. Okay. And the fifth language is DQL, that is data query language. Data query language is nothing but it stands for, or it is used to fetch some data from the database. The very famous data query language command is select. Okay. Is this clear, guys? The basics of languages. Is the basics of languages clear, guys? If everything is clear, write clear in the chat quickly. Great. Everything is clear till now. So we have quickly now revised the yesterday's lecture, and now we will move towards the aggregation and subqueries. Okay. So today is the day 2 of this 5-day bootcamp. Okay, 5-day bootcamp. Today is the day 2, and our topics are aggregation, and the second topic is subqueries. So let's quickly begin with the aggregation and subqueries part. So the very first topic I am going to take is aggregation. Okay. So can anyone tell me what is aggregation? Can anyone tell me what is aggregation? Attendance link will be shared at the end of the lecture, that is around 8 o'clock. So please till then wait and try to understand what I'm trying to teach. Okay. Yes, count max min, perform calculations, sum count, return one value. Joins are different thing. It is a function, aggregate function that performs calculation, dividing on the basis of condition. Okay, great, great. So many of you are giving the correct answers. Great. So aggregation is a process, we can say. Aggregation. So aggregation is a process of summarizing the data from multiple rows into a single result. Okay. Summarizing the data from multiple rows into a single result. Multiple rows into a single result. Sir, can you please explain this in easier language? So there are very basic aggregate functions. If I will try to explain you in a very basic language. So we use different aggregate functions in our SQL to get a simpler results. Sir, what kind of aggregate functions? So there are 5 commonly used aggregate functions. Okay, aggregate functions. So there are 5 commonly used aggregate functions. Those are, the first one is count. The first one is count. Sir, what do you mean by count now? Count is used to count the number of rows, if I will try to explain this. Okay. So count is used to count the number of rows. Sir, can you give us some example for count? Okay, let's move towards the practical as well. So I will quickly write online SQL compiler. First of all, we will be going to see what is count. Okay. Good evening, good evening. So let's quickly move forward. Okay. Sir, you told us count is used to count the number of rows, right? Yes. Sir, can you give us an example? Sure. So what I will write? I will use select count. So here I am using count with a star. So the very first thing, all the aggregate functions are used with the brackets. Okay. All the aggregate functions are used with the brackets. Okay, sir. Sir, what do you mean by the star over here? This star denotes that I want to extract all the data. Okay. This I have showed you in yesterday's lesson as well, yesterday's lecture, that the star is used to when we need to extract all the data or when we need to fetch all the data. If instead of this count, if I will write a simple query, write like select star from, let's say I am using this orders table. Okay. So I'm going to simply write select star from orders, and I will simply paste this and I will simply run this. Okay. So as you can see in the output, I have got the table. All the data in this orders table is here. Okay. I have fetched all the data from this orders table. So this star is used to fetch all the data. So what if I will write count? So if I will run this cell now, what I have done, I have used count. Okay. So this will count the total number of data, total number of rows in this orders table. Okay. So what will this count star do? This will count all the number of rows in this orders table. So as you can see the result is 5, which means we have 5 rows, which means we have 5 rows in our table. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear, guys? Just give me a minute. Hello, am I audible, guys? Am I audible, guys? Can you quickly tell me, am I audible? Yes, great. Great. So we were right now on count. Okay. This count star is clear to you guys. This count star is returning me the total number of rows in the orders table. Okay, so the output is 5. If you can see the output is 5. So it is returning me the total number of rows in our orders table. Is this clear, guys? Great. Sir, can you give us one more example? Yes. Let's say, let's say I will write a statement, select, I will say select item, comma, count, star, from orders, group by, I will say item. Now, sir, what is this group by mean? Sir, what does this group by mean? So this group by means, suppose I in this items column, I have keyboard, one mouse, then one monitor, then second keyboard, then one mouse pad. Okay. So as you can see, we have two keyboards, right? And all the other things like mouse, monitor, and mouse pad is single. So if I will run this cell, the output I will get is keyboard I have two, monitor I have one, mouse I have one, and mousepad I have one. So this will return me the output of each and every item. Okay, the count of each and every item in the table. Is this clear, guys? This group by item, like I am doing group by item, right? If I will try to do group by, let's say I will write group by order underscore id. So what will I get? I will get everything. Okay, I have to take the order ID here as well. Order underscore ID. Now, as you can see, I am getting 5 outputs and all the count star is 1. So why? Because all the order IDs are different. None of the order ID is same. If I will do it with the help of customer ID, let's say I am using, instead of this order ID, I am using customer ID. Customer underscore ID. And I will also write group by customer underscore ID. And now if I will run this SQL, so I will get two values for this customer ID 4. As you can see, I have two data rows for this 4 customer ID, right? So I am getting the count as 2. And all the other counts, like for 1, 2, and 3, I have only one row. So I am getting the count as 1. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear? How can I use group by? Is this clear, guys? How can I use this group by statement? Okay, I will explain this once more. Let's suppose, I will explain this once more. Just give me a second, okay? Let's suppose I have a table, okay? Suppose I have a table over here, okay? In this, the first column name is item, okay? And suppose the items that I have is mouse, and let's say pen, and let's say mouse again. Okay, right now the table consists of 3 rows only. Okay, right now the table consists of 3 rows only. But sir, what if we have a bigger database, like which consists of, suppose say, lakhs of rows or many rows, let's say which consists of 5 lakh rows. So right now we are using a 3 row database, 3 row table. But sir, suppose we have a database or a table with 5 lakh rows. Now sir, I want to find the total number of the total data set or the total number of rows in which the item is mouse. Sir, I want to find the total number of rows in which the item is mouse. Sir, how can I do that? So in this condition, I am going to use group by. Okay. In this condition, I am going to use group by. So what will group by do? It will group all the cases in which the item is mouse. If I will use group by, if I will use group by item, so what will it do? It will group all the item values. Like if we have 2 mouse, then it will give me the output as mouse 2. Okay. Suppose we have 1 pen only, so I will get pen 1. So group by is used to group the similar data points. Like right now I have only 3 rows, so I can also see with my eyes and I can say there are 2 mouse column and 1 pen column. But suppose we have 5 lakh rows, then we cannot like count the number of rows having mouse and count the number of rows having pen. So that is why we use this group by. Okay, this group by is very much important when we have a bigger data set, when we have a larger data set. Is this clear, guys? Group by clear to you? If this group by and the count is clear to you guys, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. Great. So everything is clear now. Great. Sir, so we have seen the count aggregate function. Sir, any other aggregate functions we can use? Yes. The second function we are going to see is the sum function. Okay. The second function is sum. Sir, what is this sum function now? Sum function is used to calculate the total sum of a numeric column. Okay. Calculate the total sum of a numeric column. Okay. So we can only perform this sum function on numeric columns. Okay. And it is used to calculate the total sum of a numeric column. Sir, can you please explain with the help of an example? Sure. So let's quickly go to the example. So what I will do, I will simply write select sum, and again all the aggregate functions are used with the brackets. Okay. So I will write select sum, and suppose I want to sum this amount column of this orders table. Okay. I want to sum this amount column. So I will simply write select sum amount from, I will write orders. Sorry. From orders, and I will run this SQL. As you can see, the output I am getting is 13,350. And if you will sum all of these amounts like 400 plus 300 plus 12,000 plus 400 plus 250, the output will be same. Okay. So the sum aggregate function is used to sum any numeric column. Is this clear? The sum aggregate function is used to sum any numeric column. Sir, what if I want, sir, can I apply the group by in this sum as well? Sir, can I apply the group by in this sum as well? Yes. Let's try to apply group by in this sum as well. I will write select item comma sum amount from orders group by, I will say item. Now if I will run this SQL, as you can see, I am getting a result like the keyboard. If you will compare, the keyboard amount is 400. Okay, the keyboard amount is 400, but sir, it's showing 800 over here. So as you can see, the keyboard is present twice in this table. The keyboard is present twice in this table, and both of the times the amount is 400 and 400. So the amount is added. Okay, the amount is added and it is shown 800. The monitor is only once over here, and the amount is 12,000. So we can see the amount 12,000. Suppose if I will write, suppose if I will write insert into, I will say orders, and I will add the order underscore ID comma item comma amount comma customer underscore ID. Okay, so what I am right now doing, I am adding the, we can say, another row, another data point to this orders table. Okay, values, and I will add, let's say 6 comma, I will add another monitor. Okay, monitor comma, and suppose I am keeping the amount as 10,000. Okay, 10,000 comma, let's say customer ID I will keep 8. Now I will simply run this SQL. Okay, the foreign key constraint again. So I will just try to, yes. So as you can see now, as you, just ignore that foreign key. Okay, I will explain the foreign key, primary key, and everything soon. Right now just focus. Now I have added one more monitor over here. Okay, right now I have added one more monitor row over here with the price 10,000. So now if I will print the table using this sum aggregate function, I am getting the sum of monitor as 22,000. The 12,000 from above the first monitor and the 10,000 from the second monitor. Similarly, I am getting the price of keyboard 800, that is 400 from the first keyboard and 400 from the second keyboard. I hope now this is clear to you guys. Is this clear to you guys? If everything is clear, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. Great. So everything is clear now. So this is the sum aggregate function. So this is the sum aggregate function. Let's move on to the another aggregate function, that is, let's move on to another aggregate function, that is average. Okay, the next aggregate function is average. Sir, what is average now? So as similarly the sum is used to calculate the sum of a numeric column, right? The average is used to calculate the average of a numeric column. So it is used to calculate the average of a numeric column. Okay, just like the sum is used to calculate the total sum of a numeric column, average is used to calculate the average of a numeric column. So if I will show you with the help of an example, what is average aggregate function? So I will simply write select. I will simply write select and I will use the average function. And once again, the aggregate functions are used with the brackets. And suppose if I want to take the average of the amount section over here, okay, I want the average of this amount section. So I will write average amount, then I will write from orders. Okay, now if I will run this SQL, as you can see, I have the average of this amount section is over here. So I hope the average is clear to you guys. Okay, so I will quickly give you one more example of this average with the group by. So what I will do, I will take item, comma, average amount from orders. I will write group by item. And I will run this SQL. So as you can see, now I am getting the average of each and every item individually. Okay, so the monitor is 22,000, so the average is 11,000 over here. The keyboard average is 400 and the mouse and the mouse pad. So I hope the average part is also clear to you guys. If this is also clear, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. Okay, if you guys want to take customer ID as group by, so I will take, just give me a second. I will use customer underscore ID, comma, and group by customer underscore ID. Now, as you can see, I am getting the output regarding the customer ID. Okay, and you can tally this as well. This is the same. I hope now it's clear to you guys. Okay, sir. Let's move on to the next aggregate function, that is the max function, the min and the max. Okay, so the fourth one is min and the fifth one is max. So from the name, you guys can tell that min function, the min aggregate function, is used to get the minimum value. Okay, and the max aggregate function is used to get the maximum value. Okay, so the min finds the minimum or the, we can say, smallest value, and the max function finds the largest value. So if I will show you an example quickly of min and max, so I will quickly write select. Now the min function, again I will write min and I will use this min function with the brackets. Okay, so select min. I want to select the minimum amount, let's say. Okay, so I will write select min amount from orders. So what will be the output? Output will be the minimum amount over here. Okay, so the minimum amount in this orders table is 250, right? So I am getting 250 over here. Similarly, if I want the maximum amount, so instead of min, I will write max. So instead of min, I will write max. And now if I will run this cell, you can see 12,000 and if you will see the table as well, the 12,000 is the maximum amount. Okay, I hope this is clear now. So if I want to use this with group by as well, so what I will do, I will write select max amount from orders, group by, let's say, item. Okay, and I will also add the item over here, item. Now if I will run this SQL, you can see I am getting the maximum amount from each and every item. As you can see, the monitor is of 10,000 also and 12,000 also, right? But right now I am getting the output 12,000 because 12,000 is greater than 10,000. If I will write min instead of max over here, if I will write min instead of max over here, so what I will get? I will get 10,000 over here instead of 12,000. Okay, because 10,000 is lesser than 12,000. So I'm getting the minimum value. So I hope this is clear now. If everything is clear, if all these five aggregate functions, that is count, average, max, min, and sum, if all of these aggregate functions are clear, write clear in the chat. So yes, if you are like executing only one command line, so it will work without semicolons as well. But if you are executing multiple command lines, so you must add the semicolon at the end of each and every command line. Okay, so great guys, everything till now is clear and we have completed the aggregate functions topic. Okay, so the next topic that we have to cover is subqueries. Okay, so we have now completed the aggregation part. So the next topic is subqueries. Let's quickly move on to subqueries part. So can anyone tell me what are subqueries? Can anyone tell me what are subqueries? Nested, okay. Subquery means query inside another query, great. Query within query, nested queries, queries inside query, okay, great, great. Okay, so let me just quickly tell you now. Let me just give the definition. Great, great, great. So yes, what are subqueries? So subquery, we also call this as nested queries. Okay, we also call it nested queries, or we also call it inner queries. So the subqueries or nested queries or inner queries in SQL are, we can say, embedded inside another query. Okay, the subqueries are the queries which are embedded inside the other queries. The subqueries are the queries which are embedded inside the other queries. I hope the definition is very much clear. Okay, like the queries which are embedded. Suppose this is some of my query, then the query which is embedded inside the outer query is known as subquery. So I will quickly explain you with the help of example as well. Okay. Okay, sir. So first of all, what are the types of subqueries? So what are the types of subqueries? Types of subqueries. So there are basically four types of subqueries. Okay. There are basically four types of subqueries. That is scalar subquery, scalar subquery. Okay. The second one is row subquery, row subquery. The third one is table subquery. And the fourth one is correlated subquery. Correlated subquery. Sorry. The fourth one is correlated subquery. Okay, so these are the four types of subqueries. So let's go through each of them one by one. So the very first is scalar subquery. So sir, what is now scalar subquery? So scalar subquery, from the word scalar, you guys can say a singular. Okay, so scalar subquery is used to return a single value. Scalar subquery is used to return single value. So can you give us an example? Okay, so what I will do, I will quickly first of all create a table. Okay, I will quickly create one table for me. So I will quickly create table. Let's say I'm creating a table employees. First of all, I will check if there is any existing employees table. So no, there is no table with the name employees. I will quickly create one table for me. Create table ID. I will take it as int. Then the next thing I will use name, and I will take name as varchar. Let's say 50. The next thing I will use is let's say department. Okay, sorry. The next thing I will use is department. And let's say I'm taking department as same varchar 50. So just give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay, I will quickly create one table. The next thing I will take is age, and let's say I will take age as int. Then the next thing I will take is, let's say, salary of a person. I will take it as int. Next thing I will take, let's say, joining year. I will take joining year underscore year, and I will take it as int. Okay, so yes, and let's say I will take one more column, say location. I will take it location as varchar. So this is a table that I am going to create. Okay. So I will simply run the SQL, and as you can see, the SQL query successfully executed. And here's my employees table. Okay. So right now I haven't added any kind of values in this table, but I have got my employees table. Okay. So what's the next step? I will quickly add the values, or I will say I will insert the data in my employees table. Okay. So the very first step is clear to you guys. What I have done, I have created a simple employees table. Is this clear, guys? What I have done over here, I have simply created an employees table. The next thing I am going to do, I am going to insert some values in this employees table. Okay. I am going to insert some values in this employees table. So I will write insert into employees. I will write employees value. So it is not necessary to give all the column names as well. Okay. So we can do it without giving all the column names. Okay. So I will give the column, I will give the values of the table. Let's say 101, comma, the name I give, let's say Lakshay. The next thing is department. I will say AIML, or I will say engineering. Okay, the next thing I will give 28. Okay, the next thing is salary, so let's say I will give the salary as 10,000. The next thing is location. Let's say I will give the location as Delhi, and I have to put the, okay, sorry, first I have joining year, then I have location, right? So I will give the joining year as, let's say, 2020. Okay, so if I will just run this SQL, as you can see, I have completely properly entered the data in my table. Okay, so as you can see, I have properly entered the data in my table. So now what I will do, I will simply add some more data in my table. I hope this much data is okay. So I will quickly change the data somewhat, like 102, 103, 104, 105, and 106. Okay, and I will change the names as well. Let's say, I will keep the name Frank. I will keep the name, let's say I will keep the name some Eva. I will keep the name David. I will keep the name, say, Bob. And I will keep the name Ash. Okay, so I've changed the name as well. Now I will change the department. Say, let's say I will keep HR. I will take, let's say I will give the HR to the same department to this one as well. HR. And for both of these, 104 and 105, I am going to give sales. Okay, I will give sales. Now the next thing is age, right? So I will give random age. Let's say I will give 32. I will give 30. I will give 29. I will give 20, let's say, and I will give 28. Okay, these are the random ages that I have given. Then I have to give the salary. Okay, so the, let's say the salary is, I will give, let's say, 70,000. Let's say 5,000. Let's say 1 lakh. Let's say 30,000, and let's say 50,000. Then the joining year, let's say I will keep it as 2020. Okay, next I will keep 2019, let's say 2022, 2021, and 2020. And the location I will keep Delhi. Let's say I will keep it as Mumbai. I will copy this and I will change the location here as well. And let's say I will change the location here as well. So let's quickly run this SQL. So as you can see, I have entered the complete data in my database. Okay. So this is first of, okay, sorry. I hope I have, okay, great. So we lost all of our data that we entered. Nice. So what we will do, we will perform everything on customers. Great. So let's do one thing. We will perform all the operations on this customer ID, customer table only. Okay. So right now I have shown you how to create the table. So let's quickly perform all the thing on the customers table. Okay. So the very first thing is scalar subquery. We were learning the scalar subquery, right? So the scalar subquery is used to retrieve single values. Okay. Sir, how can we write subquery? Subquery is like a query within a query, right? So I will write select. Let's say I want the first name of this customer. So I'll write select first underscore name, comma. Let's say I want the age. Okay. Let's say I want the age. So select first name, comma age from which table I want to select. I want to select it from the customers table. Okay. From customers. Now I'm going to enter the subquery. So I will write where. Okay, where age is greater than. Now within these brackets, I am going to write the subquery, that is, let's say select, I will say average. So this average is nothing but the aggregate function I'm using. Average age from employees. From customers. Okay. I will quickly copy the table name and I will print this table name over here. So if I will run this SQL, as you can see, I am getting all the values like this John and Betty because they have the age greater than the average age. Okay. So what is happening in the subquery? I am first selecting the first name and the age from the customers table. Okay. I am selecting the first name and the age from the customers table. Okay. Then I have written where age is greater than select average age from customers. So this is my subquery that I am selecting the average age. I am selecting the average age from customers, and if the age of the person with first name and age this is greater than the average age, then the output will be printed. I hope this is clear to you guys. Okay, I hope this is clear to you guys. So when we are writing a single query, within a query, then we call it a subquery. Okay, great. This is clear. Great, great. So if I will give you one more example of subqueries, like right now I am using age only. Okay, right now I am using age only. I am making the subquery on the base of age. That's why I will call it a scalar subquery. Okay, but suppose if I am using more than age, let's say I am using age and the first name as well. Okay, let's suppose I am using the first name and age, both of these values. Sir, can you show us with the help of practical? Yes. Let's say I'm using first name, comma age, and I'm using country as well. So first name, age, and country from customers, where I will say age and I will say country. So where country, comma age, where country comma age is equal to, now I'm not comparing anything, I'm putting equal to. Okay, equal to, select, I will select the country, I will select the country comma max age. So just give me a minute and I will tell you what I am writing over here. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Max age from customers, customers is by table, and I will simply write group by, I will say country. So if I will run this SQL, yes. So what I am doing over here? So first of all, I have written select first name, age and country. Sir, this means we are going to print the first name, the age and the country. Okay, sir. From customers, that means the customers is our table name. Okay, sir. Where country comma age. So this time I am comparing both the country and the age. Okay, where country comma age is equal to nothing but select country comma max age, which means I am trying to print from the subquery. From this subquery, what I am trying to print? I am trying to print the country. I am trying to print the country and the max age. Okay, and the max age. As you can see, the max age is over here of this Betty 28. Okay, sir, but there is 31 as well. Sir, there is 31 as well, the age. Then, sir, why is this printing 28? So it is giving me country comma max age from customers group by country first of all. Okay. So when we are using group by country, okay, when we are using group by country, so it is grouping the values with respect to countries. Okay, it is grouping the values with respect to countries first of all. Then we are printing the country and the max age from the customers from each and every country. Okay, I hope this is clear, guys. I hope this is clear, guys. If everything is clear, write clear in the chat. Okay. Let me just explain this once more. So what is happening over here? I am trying to print the first name, the age. I will also suggest you to go and make some tables by yourself and perform these operations by yourself as well, because then you will be able to analyze each and every concept in much more detail. Okay. So I will recommend you guys to do the practical part by yourself as well, because just by like me showing you each and every command line, you will be not be able to get and understand each and every concept. Okay, so I will recommend you to try all of these concepts by yourself as well. Okay. Okay, so you are asking me why UAE is choose. UAE is choose. Okay, so when I have used this group by. Okay, so when I have used this group by, so as you can see, it will go alphabetically. Okay, it will go alphabetically, and UAE will come above all, like from UK and USA. Okay, UAE will be printed first. So when I will use group by, it will go alphabetically and UAE will be printed above all. Is this clear, guys? Yes, the country is selected on the basis of alphabetical order. Great. I hope this is clear now. So great, guys. With this, we have okay. So we have completed the scalar subquery and the row subquery. Okay. In the row subquery, nothing else is printed. It is like, if I will just give you a simple definition. So the second example that we saw is for the row subquery. Okay. The second example that we saw is for the row subquery. The row subquery is nothing but it returns a single row with multiple columns. Okay. In row subquery, it returns a single row with multiple columns. So we call it a row subquery. Okay. The third thing is table subquery. Okay. Right now, we will ignore this correlated subquery because tomorrow's lecture we will be going to do joins. Okay. We will be going to do joins, and this correlated subquery is very much related to joins, very much similar to joins. So we will try to cover this correlated subquery in tomorrow's lecture when we will do the joins part. Okay. Now we are left with table subquery. So table subquery is nothing but it returns a simple table, or we can say it returns multiple rows. Okay. It returns multiple rows. Okay. A table subquery returns multiple rows. Just like we saw the row subquery returned a single row, right? The table subquery returns multiple rows. I hope this is clear. So now one homework that I want to give you guys is make a table, create your own table. Okay. Add some data in that table, create your own table, add some data, and try to implement table subquery. Okay. This is your homework. Try to implement this table subquery. I have already shown you the scalar subquery and the row subquery, and I want you guys to try the table subquery because uh, like when you will try all the concepts, all the command lines by yourself, you will be gaining much more knowledge. Okay. So we have completed the aggregation part and the subqueries part. In subqueries, table subquery is your homework. I hope you guys will do that. Okay. Now I will share the attendance link quickly. Just give me a minute. So the attendance link is there in the chat, guys. You guys can simply go and fill out the attendance form for today's attendance. Just quickly go and fill out the attendance form. It is there in the live chat. Yes, the notes will be provided to you guys by end of today. Okay. I hope today's lecture is clear to everyone. We have completed two very important topics, that is the aggregation, and the second topic is subqueries. In aggregation is used with the help of like in aggregation we use aggregate functions such as sum, count, min, max, and let's say average. So these are the commonly used aggregate functions that we use. And in subqueries are nothing but the queries inside we can say super query. Okay. Subqueries are nothing but the queries which are inside some kind of other query. The attendance link is there in the chat, guys. You can fill out the attendance form. Last big command. Which big command you are talking about? Sorry. The attendance link is there in the chat, so you guys can go and fill out the attendance form. In tomorrow's session, we are going to we are going to complete the joins. Okay, we will be trying to understand what are joins in SQL. The notes will be shared in the group community. Okay, WhatsApp group community. So you can access all the notes from the description of the community. Okay, the WhatsApp community is full. Okay, you guys can find the link to the WhatsApp community from the description of this video. If there is some kind of project, it will be informed to you guys. Okay, so right now don't worry about the project, but if there is any kind of project, it will be informed to you guys on day 5. Okay, again I will just simply paste the attendance link in the chat. So if any one of you is left, you can just quickly go and fill out the attendance form. So if you have filled the attendance, you guys can leave. So this is it for today. We will be starting the day 3, that is tomorrow, on the same time, that is 7 o'clock, and we will be doing the topic joins. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for joining. The certificates will be shared after this bootcamp. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. Thanks a lot. Quickly fill out the attendance form first. Okay. The attendance form is in the chat. The notes will be provided. Okay. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining today's session. We'll meet tomorrow at 7 o'clock for day 3. Okay. If anyone is still left to fill out the attendance form, then you guys can go and fill out the attendance form. If you haven't okay, if you have not marked the attendance for yesterday, don't worry, just mark the attendance for today and the rest of the 4 days or 3 days. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot.